Dear God, I got one question. I need to know, do revolutionaries go to heaven? And if so, may their legacies last forever and their seeds grow. Tell them that we love them so and never let them die slow. It's like we cursed to be born black. We was kings and queens, now look where we at. I know it won't be long before we take it back. I just hope I live long enough to see it happen, and that's a fact. Cause one thing when you pro-black, you might love your people, but they may not love you back. For more than 400 years, we've been under attack. We survived slavery and then they gave us crack. Do revolutionaries go to heaven? 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 I wanna know. Do revolutionaries go to heaven? I hope so. Do revolutionaries go to heaven? I wanna know. Do revolutionaries go to heaven? I hope.
Peace and blessings, family. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Taye Speaks. We got a very special guest in the house, somebody that's very knowledgeable about insurance and financing and investing. So we're going to get into that. Welcome to the show, King. It's definitely an honor, man. We go way back to the heights of days. I've been knowing you a couple of decades now, so you know,
Absolutely.
yeah. So for the viewers who don't know, let them know what your name is and let them know where you're from.
Yep, I'm Ryan Shaw. I like to go by the Friendly Finance Fellow. Like Taye say, we go way back. I grew up in Cleveland Heights, and that's kind of where I, spent most of my years, school and Heights, and that's kind of where me and you kind of ran into each other back at Heights. From there I went to University of Pittsburgh, did some economics and studied finance there, and now, I got a couple firms that I own myself and, that I'm trying to build now. And, just had a opportunity to be in a lot of good rooms, with money. So I've seen stuff from a lot of different angles, families without money, middle class. And, now I have a lot of wealthy clients, so I'm able to see the differences. So I'm just trying to take all my years of, experience there and just dump them all into the community, man, and see how I can give back.
Oh, okay, most definitely, man. Salute to you because that's definitely needed in our community. You know what I'm saying? Financial literacy, financial freedom, financial unity. A lot of these things we wasn't really taught growing up, but it's something that we're gonna have to learn either, by doing our due diligence or we're gonna learn the hard way.
Yeah, for
You know
real.
what I'm saying? Yeah,
Yeah.
most definitely. Because it weighs on you, sometimes spiritually, mentally, emotionally, when your finances ain't right, it create a lot of barriers for you, especially when you don't have that information or have somebody that you can go to and you can trust. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. I'm sure you hear a lot of stories about even celebrities, getting ripped off or, because they can't trust people, and they bring people along and stuff happens to them. So you're right, man. You definitely have to have somebody you can trust. And you're right, it's just needed, man. We like you said, we didn't learn this stuff in school, and a lot of us just trial and error and, never get around to talking to a financial professional and all that good stuff. So yeah, you're right, man. It's definitely needed.
Okay. I wanted to ask you about the Shaw Crosby brokerage insurance. If
Yes.
you could talk about that a little bit.
Sure. Yep. So that's the insurance firm that I'm the president of. With that, we deal with all kinds of insurance. So it can be anywhere from like auto and home insurance to like business and commercial insurance to like even events. Sometimes people throw events or weddings and they need those insured too. So, just pretty much any kind of insurance. And what we do there is we kind of shop it around with like 30 different carriers to try to figure out, if we can find savings or what the best options, best route would be as far as getting the protection that they need. So real cool thing.
Oh, okay. I was checking out your page and I think you had made a mention about term insurance, if I'm not mistaken, and whole life insurance. Could you talk about that a little bit? Because a lot of people they really don't know what that is or what the difference is, and maybe you could kind of guide them and which direction they should go.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. So, a lot of people say, which one is better, term life or whole life? And honestly, if you follow me on Facebook or any social media, I'll tell you, the best policy to really have is the one that's enforced on the day that you die, meaning, the one that's active. That's the most important. But just to kind of break down term and whole life a little bit, term is, just what it is, a term or a specific period of time that you have insurance. So it's almost like renting coverage. So let's say a term can be anywhere like 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20, or 30 years. So that means, like, let's say if you got a 10-year term, you'll pay your premiums for 10 years, but after that 10 years, then you don't have any more insurance. So, you have to re-up and get some more insurance. So what I like to tell people is, term is good for like when you're young, or let's say you need a lot of insurance, but the income is not there, but you still want to protect your family. Term is a great option for that if you're starting out. But term shouldn't be the only policy that you have. You should also have some kind of whole life policy, or what they call a permanent policy. So that way, because to be honest with you, death is promised to all of us. We know at some point that's going to happen. So it makes sense to have something permanent in place, so that way you can still bury yourself, or take care of any final expenses at least, But yeah, so I would say the best one to have, like if you were just starting off, maybe grab a term policy because it's cheap and you can get a whole lot of coverage. But then, keep meeting with your financial professional every year, so that way you can start adding some permanent insurance in there. So that way, you don't get caught off guard with being older now and having to qualify again for insurance because your term just ran out, stuff like that,
Oh, okay. I appreciate you breaking that down for me, King. I know the viewers can definitely take that into consideration, and they'll be looking forward to contacting you, if they need more information.